Yeah, so and there were a lot of protesters at the JD Vance ski vacation and a lot of liberals, right? Or neoliberals, whatever you want to call it, progressives, so-called progressives. And they're all protesting for more war, basically, because they're shouting, why don't you give more armaments to Ukraine? Well, we'll get into that in a minute, shall we? But I'm just like, what planet am I on? Progressives and liberals want more war when Trump is actually trying to shut down that war, which he should, and I hope he does. It's a ridiculous situation there. Putin was not trying to take over the whole of Ukraine and topple the government. It's ridiculous, and he's not going to take over Europe. So it was just controlling those border regions. So anyway, that's a long story. Let's see what else is going on. Oh yeah, Trump said he wants to buy Greenland. So yeah, I'm glad Trump's trying to stop the Ukraine war. A lot of Nazis there, used to be. You know, this is so funny. The guy that funded, he's an oligarch, the richest man in Ukraine. He's been around a long time, but he built the largest synagogue in Ukraine, maybe Europe. This huge modern synagogue that he built when he was mayor of Dnipro, which is a town towards the southeast. And he also started the Azov battalion, which was, he funded it, right? Which means he started it. So he funded the Azov battalion when it started up a decade ago or so. And it was basically a neo-Nazi brigade at that time, right? So he funds that, and Israeli Ukrainian funds this neo-Nazi brigade. And people call it, he's such an oligarch and a real criminal. But he's been banned from America, him and his family banned from America by the Biden administration, as far as I can tell. So not by Trump. So he starts the Azov battalion like 2014 or something, a neo-Nazi group battalion. People call it his own private army at the time. And so then so they've been collapsed now. Russia looks like has basically collapsed that battalion, more or less. Russia won in the war in spring 2022. They were only after those eastern provinces and to shut down some of the military threats and what they called Nazis, which Azov used to be. And all the Western press before 2022 used to report that Azov is a fascist Nazi brigade. And in this case, it doesn't mean anti-Jewish, it means white supremacists. So this guy, he funds Zelensky's campaign, presidential campaign in 2019, right? And now he's up for charges in Ukraine for extreme corruption as part of a group of the former president who is being charged with high treason. So he's on the list of that group who are being charged, this guy, and he's been had up for extreme corruption and murder right now, as we speak. He's in jail, awaiting trial. So this is the guy that funded Zelensky. And so I was thinking, like, what's he going to do? You know, if he can get out of Ukraine, because he's lost his Ukrainian citizenship, they've taken it away. Apparently they can do that. So they've taken his Ukrainian citizenship away. He's been had up as probably the richest person in Ukraine. And he can go do Aliyah, if you know what that is, Aliyah, to Israel. And I was thinking he could do a, development project on the Sunset Strip in Gaza with Jared Kushner. They could get together, Jared Kushner and him could get together and do a development project. I know this is a very serious subject. I have been very, very disturbed by what's been going on. But you can't make this stuff up. So you have to, if you don't laugh, you'll cry, right? So they could go off this, he's got a funny name, Vomalosky or something like that. Him and Jared, his name's Igor. Igor and Jared could go off and do the Sunset Strip on the Mediterranean like Trump was talking about, right? Make a ton of money, the oligarchs. And then, I don't know what's going to happen to Zelensky, but, he's in trouble. The war's probably going to stop, thankfully, to Trump. And you know, there's no kudos to be given to Biden or Harris or any of them. But yeah, Trump might do that, and if he's trying at least. And so Zelensky will either end up being an extreme dictator that will side with Russia. So that won't be funny. None of this is funny, but like I say, you gotta laugh. So, or I think Zelensky will get chased out, and he can do Aliyah to Israel as well, and you know, get into some development of the beachfront property with Jared, you know, in Gaza. So, so anyway, what else is going on? Yeah, well, what is Trump going to do about Gaza, by the way? The whole Gaza annihilation. You know, he said he's going to sort it out at one point. He said he's going to move people. I think what he means is he's going to move people so they can build something and they can probably move back in if they're... But that's just not practical. But anyway, I don't know how they're going to sort Gaza out. I've talked about that a lot in very serious videos. I'll make a serious video. My next video will be sort of serious. So I was thinking, what can Trump do, you know? I mean, they've tried everything. I mean, I suppose he could... You know, to do something about Gaza, you got to send troops in or something. You got to send people in. So I suppose he could send a giant floating pier in the Mediterranean up to Gaza, you know, and unload tons of men and tanks. You know, just a big giant floating pier that goes right up to the coast there. Oh wait, Biden already tried that, and it sunk. In a storm. You can't make this stuff up, man. So, anyway, what else? Oh, yeah, SpaceX, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is blundering around like... I don't have much hope for this era, I'm sorry, but at least Trump might stop the war in Ukraine, and then he'll have to focus on Gaza. That's going to be interesting, because there's no way out of that. But yeah, maybe Jared and Vladimir Zelensky and this other guy, Kolomoisky, they can all go to Aliyah, to Israel, and rebuild Gaza. And hopefully, yeah, this Ukrainian guy, he sounds pretty hardcore, so he could probably handle it with his private armies and all that. It's the only way you're going to do it. A bunch of armies protecting you as you build these new hospitals, that Israel bombed, and new schools and universities. All those things were built by Qatar, place Saudi Arabia paid for, and now they're all bombed. And EU grants as well, by the way. So it's just a mess.